Fame brings money, but also danger, and some rappers know that better than anyone. That's why they don't step outside without heavy protection. From Snoop Dogg casually showing off his shotgun to Soulja Boy showing off his collection on social media, here are 15 rappers who stay strapped and aren't afraid to show it. Soulja Boy. Let's kick things off with none other than Mr. Crank That himself, Soulja Boy. This dude always claims he was the first rapper to do everything, but in 2017, he definitely wasn't the first to get popped for having an illegal firearm in Cali. Back in January 2017, Soulja Boy, whose real name is DeAndre Way, got himself into some serious heat when police raided his crib. What'd they find? A mini Draco AR-15 pistol, which is straight up illegal in California as an assault weapon. If y'all don't know, a Draco is basically a compact AK-style pistol that's been blowing up in rap culture for years. For Soulja, this wasn't just some random gun charge. It was a probation violation from a previous weapons case back in 2014. The judge wasn't playing games, and Soulja ended up taking a plea deal to avoid serious time. But this Draco pistol has become something of an icon in rap artists like Future, Youngboy, Never Broke Again, and Molly Brazy have been name-dropping it in tracks non-stop. In a recent live stream after losing a $4 million assault case, Soulja Boy went off, claiming the system is rigged against successful black men.
I'm just letting y'all know what's going on, so if anything happened to me, y'all can pull this live back up. Cause these folks tripping.
He continued to rant about how he feels targeted.
They trying to bring a black down. On God, and if y'all don't see it, cool.
Whether you believe him or not, one thing's for sure, that Draco got him caught up in the system, and it's been a recurring theme in his legal troubles ever since. Next up, we got the man who brought us Hard in the Paint and No Hands. Waka Flocka Flame. This Atlanta trap pioneer has been known for his high-energy tracks and larger-than-life personality, but in October 2014, he got caught slipping at Hartsfield-Jackson Atlanta International Airport. Waka was arrested after TSA agents found a loaded handgun in his carry-on bag during a security screening. Now, y'all might be thinking, how you gonna forget you got a whole gun in your bag? But this happens to rappers more often than you think. Waka ended up being charged with carrying a weapon in a prohibited place, and while the legal consequences weren't as severe as they could have been, it was definitely a wake-up call. This wasn't his first run-in with firearms either. Waka's been open about growing up around gun violence and has even survived being shot himself in the past. Despite his legal troubles, Waka has evolved over the years, focusing more on his business ventures and personal growth. In a recent video, he shared his mindset about wealth and success.
Man, well, you don't know when you're supposed to be rich. It just happened. Right. You think you got rich and got money. Like, what I made, it wasn't mine because I couldn't keep it. It wasn't profit. Right. After I made it all, taxes came. Right. This came, that. I want to have that liquid. Right. I want to be able to blow $30 million and $50 million. Until then, I'm broke. Right. I got a mind of a broke, swag of a rich.
That airport gun charge might have been just a bump in Waka's road, but it goes to show how easy it is for artists to get caught up when they're moving between different states with different gun laws. Keep in mind, what's legal in one state might get you locked up in another. Stay woke. Now pour one out for the late DMX. The legendary Earl Simmons was one of the most influential rappers of the late 90s and early 2000s with his raw, emotional delivery and unmistakable bark. But even the dog had his share of trouble with firearms during his career. DMX was among several high-profile rappers who got caught at airports with guns. In 2004, he found himself in cuffs at Kennedy Airport when he tried to jack a car in the parking lot while carrying a gun and claiming to be a federal agent. A wild story that sounds like something straight out of one of his music videos. DMX's struggles with the law went far beyond just weapon charges. He battled addiction and had numerous run-ins with police throughout his life. His honesty about his demons made him relatable to millions of fans who saw their own struggles reflected in his music and life story. Despite his legal troubles, X always kept it real with his fans, dropping gems of wisdom like in this clip.
Always trust everyone to be themselves, but trust in the fact that you can see them well. I mean, so it's like, you know, trust. It takes too much energy to not trust someone. I mean, it takes too much energy. You always gotta stay 2 steps ahead of them, whatever. Right. But trust them to beat them.
Right. To beat themselves.
Trust a snake to bite you. Right. Trust a lion to lie. Trust a thief to steal from you. Like, trust them to beat them. Too. But know them when you see them.
DMX passed away in April 2021, but his legacy as one of hip-hop's most authentic voices lives on. His struggles with weapons charges were just one part of a complicated life lived in the spotlight, a reminder that even the biggest stars face real consequences for their actions. Master P, The No Limit Soldiers general, Master P, built one of the most successful independent hip-hop empires of all time. From his humble beginnings, hustling tapes out the trunk in New Orleans, to becoming a multi-millionaire businessman, Percy Miller showed the world how to boss up. But even the Colonel got caught lacking at one point.
I paid for lawyers, all these people, man, I love you, see. Well, pay for my lawyers.
Master P was another high-profile rapper arrested at an airport for carrying a firearm. The incident happened at Newark Liberty International Airport back in 2003 when security found a handgun in his luggage. While this might seem like a minor hiccup in P's otherwise stellar business career, it shows that even the most business-minded rappers can slip up. What makes Master P's case interesting is that he's generally been known more for his entrepreneurial moves than street beefs. The man who brought us Make 'Em Say transformed No Limit Records into a full-fledged empire spanning music, film, clothing, and even a short stint in the NBA. He taught generations of rappers that ownership is the real key to wealth in the music industry. The airport gun charge didn't slow down Master P's grind. He continued to expand his business ventures and remains one of hip-hop's most respected moguls to this day. His case highlights how even those focused on legitimate business can find themselves on the wrong side of gun laws if they're not careful about crossing state lines with firearms. North Carolina, stand up. P.D. Pablo. P.D. Pablo put the Tar Heel State on the hip-hop map with his 2001 anthem, Raise Up. But in 2010, he got caught with something else he should have raised up, his hands, when TSA found a stolen gun in his bag. P.D. Pablo was arrested at Raleigh-Durham International Airport when security discovered a 9mm Smith & Wesson pistol in his carry-on luggage. What's wild is that the gun was reportedly stolen during a home burglary in Gardena, California, all the way back in 2005. How Pablo got his hands on it remains a mystery. This wasn't just a simple gun charge. The fact that the weapon was stolen and Pablo was attempting to board a flight with it led to serious consequences. He ended up pleading guilty to possession of a stolen firearm and got sentenced to 35 months in federal prison. He was released in 2014 after serving about 2/3 of his sentence. Despite this setback, P.D. Pablo has maintained his love for North Carolina. In a recent interview, he spoke about how much his home state means to him.
Growing up, when I used to think of North Carolina, I would say Michael Jordan. And, but now, today, when you say North Carolina, everybody want to raise up. It's like, it's amazing. It's an amazing feeling, and I'm still humbled because I'm such a hometown country boy that I don't feel there's nothing bigger than the group, and Carolina is the group.
The irony isn't lost that the man who put North Carolina on the map almost couldn't fly back there because of a stolen pistol in his luggage. That's the kind of plot twist even Petey couldn't have written into one of his tracks. Snoop Dogg. Snoop Dogg has evolved from a death row gangster rapper to a beloved mainstream icon who hosts cooking shows with Martha Stewart. But back in the day, Calvin Broadus had his share of run-ins with the law over firearms. Snoop was among several high-profile rappers who carried guns at airports. In 2006, he was arrested at John Wayne Airport in Orange County after authorities found a collapsible baton in his carry-on. Later that same year, he got popped again at Burbank Airport when security found a gun and marijuana in his vehicle. These incidents came years after Snoop's more serious legal troubles in the 90s, when he was actually acquitted of murder charges in a case where his bodyguard shot and killed a man. Since then, Snoop has transformed his image dramatically while still maintaining his credibility in hip-hop. Beyond his weapon charges, Snoop is known for his smooth style and laid-back personality. He even claims to be the fastest blunt roller in the game.
The Guinness Book World Record, I hold it. That's me.
From Long Beach Crip to cultural icon, Snoop's journey shows how artists can evolve beyond their legal troubles to build lasting legacies. While he might have had issues with guns in the past, today he's more likely to be seen holding a microphone or a cooking utensil than a firearm, a transformation that few could have predicted during his early death row days. Too Short.
I've always been the kind of person who owned my own recording facility, so now it's more about not just owning a studio.
Oakland legend. $2 Hort has been dropping explicit rhymes since the early 80s, making him one of hip-hop's most enduring figures. But even after decades in the game, the blow-the-whistle rapper found himself in trouble over a gun at an airport. $2 Hort was among the rappers who was found carrying firearms. In 2014, he attempted to bring a loaded handgun through security at Burbank Bob Hope Airport when TSA agents discovered the weapon during screening, $2 Hort reportedly fled the scene, leaving his belongings behind. He later returned with his attorney and was cited for possession of a loaded handgun in a public place. What's particularly interesting about $2 Hort's case is that despite being one of the OGs of West Coast rap with a career spanning over 40 years, he's generally stayed clear of the more violent aspects of gangster rap in his music. His lyrics typically focus more on pimping, partying, and the player lifestyle rather than gun violence. This disconnect between his music persona and the airport incident shows how even artists who don't heavily promote gun culture in their music can still find themselves in weapons-related legal trouble. $2 Hort's longevity in the rap game is nothing short of remarkable. He's released over 20 studio albums and continues to perform and release music well into his 50s. The airport gun incident is just a small footnote in a career that has helped define West Coast hip-hop for nearly half a century. Travis Porter. The Atlanta-based hip-hop trio, known for club bangers like I Ladies and Bring It Back, saw one of their members get caught up in a serious situation back in 2012. Strap, real name Harold Duncan, learned the hard way that airport security doesn't play around when it comes to firearms. Strap was caught at Hartsfield-Jackson Atlanta International Airport after TSA agents found a loaded 9mm handgun in his backpack during security screening. Like many other rappers on this list, he apparently forgot he had the weapon in his bag, a mistake that landed him in handcuffs and facing a felony charge. The incident was a major setback for Travis Porter, coming right as the group was gaining mainstream recognition. They had recently signed to Jive Records and were preparing to release their debut studio album From Day One. The timing couldn't have been worse for Strap's arrest, as it threatened to derail their momentum just as their careers were taking off. Despite this setback, Travis Porter managed to bounce back, continuing to release music and maintain their presence in the Atlanta hip-hop scene. Strap's gun charge serves as yet another example of how quickly things can go left when firearms enter the equation, especially in highly regulated spaces like airports. Young Jock.
It's a rock. I hit Puff. I'm like, yo, I'm in Miami.
It's going down rapper Young Jock found himself in a different kind of going down when he got caught with a semi-automatic handgun at Cleveland Hopkins International Airport back in 2007. Young Jock was arrested after TSA agents discovered a semi-automatic handgun and ammunition in his carry-on luggage during security screening. At the time, Jock was at the height of his fame, having scored major hits with It's Going Down and I Know You See It as part of Diddy's Bad Boy South label. What made Jock's case particularly serious was that he was charged with carrying a concealed weapon and possession of a firearm in a place of nuisance, both felonies that could have resulted in significant prison time. The incident came at a crucial moment in his career, as he had just released his second album, Hustlenomics, and was trying to build on the success of his platinum-selling debut. Young Jock later claimed that he forgot the gun was in his bag, a common explanation among rappers caught with firearms at airports. Whether it was truly a case of absent-mindedness or something else, the consequences were very real. This incident marked a turning point in Jock's career, as his commercial success began to decline afterward. Today, Young Jock is better known for his reality TV appearances on Love and Hip Hop Atlanta, and for his work as a radio personality than for his music. His airport gun arrest serves as a reminder of how quickly a promising rap career can be derailed by legal issues. Nelly. Hot and hair hitmaker Nelly has been one of hip-hop's most commercially successful artists, crossing over into pop, country, and even launching his own clothing lines. But even with all that success, Cornell Haynes Jr. hasn't been immune to weapons charges during his career. Nelly has faced weapons charges at various points in his career, though specific details about the types of weapons aren't always provided in the available sources. One notable incident occurred in April 2015, when police raided Nelly's tour bus in Tennessee and found marijuana, methamphetamine, and multiple handguns. What makes Nelly's case interesting is that he's generally maintained a cleaner image compared to many hardcore rappers, positioning himself as more of a pop-friendly artist. His country collaborations with artists like Florida Georgia Line and Tim McGraw further cemented his crossover appeal. Despite this more mainstream image, the weapons charges show that even artists who distance themselves from the more violent aspects of hip-hop culture can still find themselves facing gun-related legal issues. Nelly has managed to bounce back from these legal troubles, continuing his career as both a musician and entertainer. His ability to maintain his image and career, despite these setbacks, speaks to his staying power in the industry and his talent for reinvention. Lil Wayne. When it comes to rappers with gun charges, few have faced as serious consequences as Lil Wayne. Dwayne Michael Carter Jr. has had multiple run-ins with the law over firearms, but his 2007 arrest and subsequent case might be the most significant. In 2020, Lil Wayne pleaded guilty to federal weapons charges related to a December 2019 incident where he was found with a gold-plated .45 caliber handgun on his private jet in Miami. This was particularly serious because Wayne is a convicted felon from a previous gun case in New York, making it illegal for him to possess firearms under federal law. The 2019 incident wasn't Wayne's first rodeo with gun charges. Back in 2007, he was arrested in New York after police found a .40 caliber pistol on his tour bus. That case resulted in a guilty plea and a 1-year prison sentence at Rikers Island, which he served in 2010. His 2020 guilty plea could have resulted in up to 10 years in prison, but he received a presidential pardon from Donald Trump in January 2021, just hours before Trump left office. What makes Lil Wayne's case stand out is both the severity of the charges he faced as a felon in possession of a firearm and the high-profile nature of his legal battles. His status as one of hip-hop's most influential artists brought significant attention to his cases, highlighting the serious consequences that can come from weapon possession charges, especially for those with prior convictions. Despite these legal issues, Wayne has maintained his status as one of rap's greatest and most prolific artists, continuing to release music and influence the next generation of rappers. His gun charges are just one chapter in a complex legacy that spans over 2 decades in the music industry. T.I. has had perhaps the most high-profile weapons case of any rapper on this list. The Atlanta rapper's 2007 arrest led to serious federal charges that temporarily derailed his thriving career. T.I. was arrested in October 2007 when federal agents found multiple firearms during a raid on his home. The weapons included 3 machine guns and 2 silencers, which are highly regulated under federal law. What made the case particularly serious was that T.I. was a convicted felon from a previous drug charge, making it illegal for him to possess any firearms. The timing couldn't have been worse for T.I., who was at the peak of his career with hits like What You Know and Big Things Poppin' dominating the charts. He was facing up to 30 years in prison, but ultimately struck an unusual plea deal that included 1,000 hours of community service, much of which involved speaking to youth about the dangers of guns, drugs, and gangs, a $100,000 fine, and eventually a 1-year prison sentence. T.I. quote. S case is notable not just for the severity of the charges, but for how he transformed his legal troubles into a redemption narrative. His MTV reality show, T.I. quote, S Road to Redemption, documented his community service and attempts to turn his life around before heading to prison. After serving his sentence, he continued this theme with his comeback album, Paper Trail, which became one of the most successful of his career. Despite this apparent redemption, T.I. found himself back in legal trouble in 2010 for drug possession, resulting in another prison stint. Since then, he's focused more on acting and business ventures while maintaining his music career. His weapons case stands as one of the most significant examples of how gun charges can impact even the most successful rap careers. Lil Flip. Houston rapper Lil Flip, known for hits like Game Over and Sunshine, found himself facing serious weapons charges after a traffic stop in Louisiana turned up much more than just a speeding violation. In December 2012, Lil Flip was arrested in DeSoto Parish, Louisiana, after police found a Bushmaster AR-15 assault rifle during a traffic stop. Along with the rifle, authorities also discovered marijuana and credit card fraud equipment in his vehicle. The combination of drugs and a high-powered rifle led to charges of third offense possession of marijuana, possession of a firearm in the presence of a controlled dangerous substance, and speeding. The Bushmaster AR-15 is notable as it's the same type of rifle used in several high-profile mass shootings, including the Sandy Hook Elementary School tragedy that occurred just days before Flip's arrest. This timing brought additional attention to his case, as debates about assault weapon regulations were at the forefront of national conversation. Lil Flip claimed the marijuana was misidentified black and mild cigar tobacco, and that he had proper documentation for the AR-15. Though he faced potential prison time, the case was eventually resolved with lesser consequences than initially feared.
I was able to work out a situation to make it disappear, and
this incident came at a time when Flip's mainstream popularity had already begun to wane from his early 2000s peak when he was signed to Columbia Records and feuding with T.I. for the title of King of the South. His arrest highlights how quickly a routine traffic stop can escalate into serious charges when firearms are involved, especially high-powered rifles that draw extra scrutiny from law enforcement. Lil Zay Osama.
My homie died with his gun on him. So yeah, that's what I did that song about. But I couldn't go
Chicago drill rapper Lil Zay Osama represents a newer generation of artists who've had run-ins with the law over firearms. His case involves some of the most serious weapons violations on our list. In 2022, Lil Zay Osama, born as Isaiah Dukes, was arrested in New York on federal charges after allegedly leaving a modified Glock 22 with a switch in an Uber. The switch is an illegal modification that converts a semi-automatic pistol into a fully automatic weapon, essentially turning a handgun into a machine gun under federal law. According to reports, he was also found with a Glock 19 with a defaced serial number, making it impossible to trace. These aren't just simple gun possession charges. They involve specifically prohibited firearms modifications that carry extremely severe penalties. What makes Lil Zay's case particularly noteworthy is that modifying handguns with switches has become increasingly common in certain cities with high gun violence rates, and the practice has been glorified in drill music. These small devices can be 3D printed or purchased online, despite being highly illegal under federal law. As a relatively newer artist in the Chicago drill scene, Lil Zay Osama's career was still on the rise when these charges hit. His legal troubles serve as a stark reminder of how the specific type of firearm and modifications can dramatically increase the severity of weapons charges. Possession of a gun with a switch is treated much more seriously than simple possession of a standard handgun. 2 Chainz. Rounding out our list is 2 Chainz, who proves that not all weapons charges involve firearms. The Atlanta rapper found himself in legal trouble over a different kind of weapon, brass knuckles. 2 Chainz was caught at LaGuardia Airport in May 2012 when TSA agents discovered brass knuckles in his carry-on luggage. While not as immediately dangerous as a loaded firearm, brass knuckles are still classified as a weapon and are illegal in many states, including New York. What makes 2 Chainz's case stand out is that it involved a non-firearm weapon, highlighting how even items that might seem less threatening can still result in weapons charges. The incident occurred just as his solo career was taking off following his departure from Playaz Circle and his name changed from Tidy Boy to 2 Chainz. Despite this legal hiccup, 2 Chainz went on to release his major label debut based on a TRU story just a few months after the arrest, and his career has continued to flourish since then. His case serves as a reminder that weapons charges can involve more than just guns, and that even seemingly minor weapons can lead to legal consequences when brought into regulated spaces like airports. Which of these rappers was your favorite, and whose story shocked you the most? Drop your thoughts in the comments and click the cards on screen for more interesting stories.